Let's take a quick look at what some youngsters in ad agencies had to say.
Well, this is not the first time that a head of an agency has made unsavory comments about women lacking vertical ambition. But the good thing is that Publicis, which is the parent agency of Saatchi & Saatchi, has made its mandate very clear. It said in a statement that it will not tolerate anyone who does not value the importance of inclusion. And to know more about that, we are here at February in New Delhi, which is an independent agency, and we have with us these young creatives. And let's move to them to know what they really think about it.
People are unfortunately they are used to sexist remarks. They are used to an imbalance in gender. But I think things are also changing. Women not having a vertical ambition, that's just ridiculous.
What about you? What do you think gender bias is a reality in advertising, in marketing?
Well, yeah, it is a patriarchal industry, and there are a lot of people who have problems with it. But when you move on to a smaller agency like ours, we don't seem to feel that kind of behavior towards women.
You have joined the agency very recently. What do you make of such comments, especially when it comes from, the head of an agency?
It does serve as a huge demoralizer. If you're thinking of advertising is one of those industries that is radical and it's new and it's changed,
yeah.
Right, it's progressive, and to have somebody within that industry itself spout the same age-old belief that women can't really do much because they ultimately leave to get married and pregnant. One thing that I noticed that's a difference between a large organization and a small organization is they have an HR department who says, in case of sexual harassment, this is the email ID, this is the process, this is what will happen.
Now that you're talking about sexual harassment at workplace, you think if somebody has faced sexual harassment at work, or misbehavior by a co-employee, women actually come out and talk about it and there is actually some sort of redressal happening? Have you seen that?
At the end of the day, any interaction that you have, whether it's with your boss or your co-worker or somebody who's below you in the hierarchy, it's a power equation. And the reason why some people feel that they can take liberties with other people is because they understand that the power is in their hands and the system won't do much. My first job in the industry, and I was going for a meeting with my boss who was a man, and we went and my boss had his laptop and he presented blah blah blah, and then we were going to leave, and he just got up and left, and I was expected to kind of put his laptop in the bag and pick up his laptop and come out like a little lapdog, which I was very offended by.
If someone comes forward, makes it public, even with Pachori, making it public in terms of what's happened to you. The women have come forward. I don't know if down the years anything's going to actually happen about it.
How different is the entire scenario of gender bias in larger agencies compared to smaller agencies? I was told by somebody here at this agency only that, in larger agencies it's far worse because, they have a legacy that they've been following. They're not, very many changes in the culture of that agency that a youngster can bring about.
I think in terms of larger agencies and smaller agencies, what I might have seen is that sometimes women tend to, I think to an extent it's also expected of them about lunch or about taking care of the client or whatever it may be. In general also in passing people say, okay, this one's a creep, okay, isn't this one weird. There might be an office night out, but I'm not sure I want to go. But if I do go, then, it might lead to something else. Your choice then is kind of tricky because if you do want to go out with them, you don't necessarily want to drink with them. But if you don't go out with them, they might look at you as, oh, this one's boring. Okay, let's not ask, or she might be a prude or whatever. So these are things that happen, I think, across the board.
And in the end, it's about your personal choice and exercising that personal choice. On that note, thank you very much for joining us.